Stef, ABtv. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my springs and spacers. Finally, I've driven the car more than enough to be able to give you a balanced review as to what I feel the car now is like in terms of handling, looks, feel, driver involvement and all that stuff that are all directly linked. Now, feels like a while since I've driven the 124, and the reality is I've had a number of press cars sitting on the driveway, and I've been trying to make the most of the Abarth 695 before it goes back. And I'll tell you what, the weather's pretty cold, I'm not going to lie, but I've got the heated seats on just because I quite fancy a little bit of exhaust noise from this Monza, and just to remind ourselves just how good that is. I love the noise this Monza makes. So, immediately if you're watching the video, you'll probably notice I'm bouncing around a little bit. And the reason is that I'm on my kind of back country roads near where I live. And these are a great test for lowered cars because, well, the road surface is pretty crap if I'm being honest with you. Now, the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to this car is the looks. Now that the springs have properly settled down, the car looks absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. With the spacers as well, the 25mm spacers all around that Motech Performance have put on this car, it has transformed it. It's also very slippery on the floor too. Now, so looks aside, because we all know that this looks insane, we went for the H&R springs, which lower the car 30mm all round. Now, if you didn't want to go for such an aggressive look, you could go for Eibach Pro line springs, which I think keep the rear a little bit higher. Now, the next question that I've been getting a lot of, and I mean a lot, is with my current setup, with the 25mm spacers all round and the car being lowered what it is, am I rubbing? So am I getting any rub either from the rear or on full lock? And I can tell you I am getting nothing. No rubbing whatsoever. I've also driven with my wife in the car as well, so we've been two up in the car. I've gone over a few potholes, but I haven't rubbed at all, which is great. So yeah, the arches, the way the camber is at the rear, it's clearly turned inside quite a bit to prevent for that rubbing. So that's really, really good. However, if you ran down the route of 18-inch wheels, you would definitely be rubbing. Man, I love this car. Love this car. What a cool bit of kit. And also, if you didn't watch my video on the My Carly connected services app, which is kind of an OBD port box that you can basically do health checks on your cars, you can check live data, you can check emissions for all of you people with sport cats and stuff to make sure it'll pass MOTs, and you can get a discount code as well. I'll leave a link in the description below. Make sure to check it out and get your My Carly device. But back to this. So there's no rubbing whatsoever. It sounds incredible still with the roof down. How does it feel from a driver point of view? Now, the H&R springs, they're a little bit crashy, particularly on the rear. Now, when I say a bit crashy, I mean that when you hit big undulations and particularly potholes, it almost like you kind of do hear the spring going quite close to the bump stops. That's something to be mindful of with the H&Rs. I do feel, however, the car still handles incredibly well. I mean, in terms of the roll, there ain't any. It's literally, it is brilliant. And actually, I find myself, because I'm seated lower as well, I find myself being a bit more brave when it comes to corners, because I know there's not going to be that much roll. Because let's be honest, the 124 Spider from stock form sits far too high, and it actually even does come with a bit of body roll as standard as well, which is what you'd expect when the gap between the wheel and the arch is so high. Now, in terms of the spacers, sometimes people do say spacers do mess up geometry and track, and they give you vibrations when you're driving. Again, I've not had any issues with this car with the setup. The spacers are great. I don't get any vibrations through the steering wheel. I don't feel the car behaving any different really to how it was when I first got it, other than the improvement perspective, which is a good thing. What a noise! Listen. Yes! I love this. beautiful McLaren just flew past. So yeah, that's where we are in terms of the car and how it feels. I would definitely recommend this setup to anybody, genuinely. I think 25mm spaces is probably, it's the perfect setup. It's a perfect setup, and also because they're hub-centric spaces as well, you don't have to worry about all these messing around and drilling out the wheel hubs and all that silliness. I mean, listen to that noise. Buy a 124 Spider, guys, I'm telling you. The 595s are insane. I love them, but what the 595 just can't give you that the 124 Spider does. Is that rear-wheel drive playfulness? I love my car, genuinely love my car. I don't love the weather though, because it's flipping freezing, but I thought I'd have the roof down specifically for you guys. So, in summary, have the spacers and the springs made a big difference to the way this car drives? Yes, they have. They've improved the car. Have they had a negative impact? The only negative, like I said, that I will say about this, really and truly, is the fact that the H&R springs are a little bit more stiff, and they can be a little, you know, when you hit the potholes, you do feel it. You feel it on the rear. So that's the only thing to consider if you are choosing springs. I'm so sorry. It's slippery on the road. That's the only thing that you need to consider when you are choosing your springs, whether or not, you know, particularly if you're going to be traveling with 2 people regularly, there is a risk that you will hit the bump stops when you go over big potholes. But motorway driving, good condition roads, no issues whatsoever. So obviously I've got to say a massive thank you to Motech Performance first of all, because those are the guys who hooked me up with the Motech stance. So make sure to check out Motech Performance's Instagram account and also their YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description to the video of when we had this done at Motech. And of course, if you have an Abarth 500 or a 124 Spider, call up Motech and they can quote you happy as well. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you've enjoyed this quick video. It was a good opportunity for me to take this car out for a quick blast. And you could just see then there's undulations and we're not rubbing whatsoever, but it was a good chance for me to take this out for a quick little blast, charge the battery on it a little bit, and then head home to edit the video. But my name's been Steph. You guys have of course been awesome. Thank you all so much. Please subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you all very soon on the next video. Take care guys. Bye bye.